hello to the robot.
To the bottom right, we have the Protoss player. He is in a spot where he has to win if he wants to save himself the chance to go to GOTS Korea. He is playing for Team StarTale.
StarTale Avenge.
Got the cup in the booth so you can drink some water. He's thirsty.
And he's up against the one player who has a 3-0 in the group. Starting to the top left, the Commander.
MVP Keen.
Keen not looking phased at all. You know, just so far having a great group, not dropping a single map. He wants to continue this trend, of course. Now, everyone else who's played against Protoss, and by that I mean earlier SC, has gone for the Reaper opening. SC's done it twice, and will Keen decide to take gas here? So far, it's possible.
The cool thing about this game is that both of them are very good at this matchup in Heart of the Swarm. We have Keen with wins over Yonghwa, Tassadar, Mad Bull. Against Yonghwa he actually won twice, he took out Squirtle, he won against Alicia. And then you look at the history of Avenge, who took out SC 2 times, he won against Gumiho, and he also won against Keen in the past. He actually took a win against him in the GSTL. Took down Fantasy, took down Marine King, so both of them really good at this matchup. But Avenge in the past was able to defeat Keen. So this is one of those games where Keen might be able to take revenge.
Yeah.
And if he does, then he will advance to GOTS together with Yonghwa. So this is what it comes down to. This is a game where we have the fate of those players being decided. Are we going into a 3-way tie, or will Keen advance together with Yonghwa by taking this game against his opponent?
He is going for gas here. And one Marine pops out first, but with the Marines he's coming out with now, the second ones, it's definitely not going to be a Reaper build. It will be a drop. And the question is, what type of drop? Avenge making this pylon here. Does not actually make it right next to his Cybernetics core. You know, as a Terran player, when you're scouting the Protoss like this, you always want to know where the third pylon is, because if you don't find it in the main base, that means something's being proxied for sure. Or at the very least, he's trying to trick you, or he's got a pylon to spot drops. That's when you want to go around and scout ASAP.
But we definitely have now a lot of potential aggression here by Keen. But that's something that Avenge has also shown us in the past. He's actually kind of known for this, being really aggressive. And with the Chrono Boost that we now have on the gateway, you can already see that he's moving out here. That worked against so many opponents, and he is really, really good at that. So let's see how much he can do against Keen here. Keen heading now into the second base. His reactor just now ready, but he should have 4 Marines in time to deal with the mothership bomb.
Yeah, he does not go for the super fast drop, but rather goes for a reactor expand, which is a safer build, especially against the type of playstyle we've seen from Avenge. So I'm sure he's studied this quite a bit, talked to the other programmers, and has come to the conclusion that against this guy I need to play a little bit of a safer style. This SCV actually looks like it barely gets away from the Mothership Core, and now he knows not only that it's coming, but the exact angle it's coming from, so he can prepare his Marines. They're going to be on the edge, and no Time Warp is going to stop the Mothership Core from... Or no Time Warp is going to save the Mothership Core if he actually directly fights the Marines.
And he has so many Marines right now that it's not going to be a problem for him at all. We have Avenge heading into the Twilight Council, so it looks like we might actually see DTs again.
Yeah, DTs or Blink Stalkers are also a possibility.
Yeah.
We saw that just earlier.
We've seen this a lot on this map. Blink Stalkers on this map are really popular as well because of the high ground, low ground situation coming in from the third base.
Yeah, it's absolutely the best map in the world for Blink Stalkers, because not only of the place you mentioned, but also even at the natural, you can avoid the bunkers at the front and get behind the mineral line and then blink into the main base after that.
Avenge has shown us both styles in the past.
DTs,
and he goes for the DTs. Going for the Dark Shrine here. And it's just so awesome that now in Heart of the Swarm we see the Dark Shrine a lot more often. Dark Templars are just a lot more viable. Even if you don't do too much damage, you are a little bit behind, but not as much as you were in Wings of Liberty. So the tweaks that Blizzard made to the Dark Shrine itself, they definitely worked.
Yeah. So, really, really interesting situation now. Avenge gets the probe away. He's lucky. He has the probe to make the warping point for the Dark Shrine, but this pressure could do some damage, and it's going to be Hellbats.
He doesn't have detection wall. Just now the robo being built, so he won't have any kind of detection, and this is a problem with the Widow Miner heading across the map.
Yeah, the first Widow Mine here wants to get a position on the ramp. That would be ideal. He can hit any unit that comes down, and that's exactly where he's at now. Ooh, he moves it away though.
Unburrows and moves away now that he baited out the photon overcharge. He doesn't really want to commit.
But this is so smart. Because now he knows that the overcharge is used, which means he can't use it against the Hellbats that are coming out right now.
He still doesn't know that there is a Dark Shrine. He doesn't even know about the Twilight Council. He saw the pylon being built earlier, but that doesn't tell him a whole lot. So now he has to rely on his scouts, on his scans, to make that happen somehow. And the Dark Shrine is done, and the forward pylon is also something that he doesn't see. Now he sees it.
Drops the oversupply and the mule. He has no idea. He didn't notice it.
He immediately started his engineering bay, but without energy on those command centers, he won't have the scan.
He needs a third depot. There it is. Oh, 1, 2, and no!
He doesn't get
depot.
it. DT in the main base.
And the eBay, he could go right for it. Looks like he's just going to go for SCVs instead. He doesn't have any energy. He dropped both oversupply and a mule right when the pylon was scouted. Huge mistake here, and it may cost him the game.
Yeah, if you have a DT in your main base, it's very similar to finding a worm in your apple. It leaves a very, very bad taste in your mouth. There's the turret going down, and oh my god, this is just horrible for Keen.
He needs to get a third depot up so he can protect the main base at the very least, but the damage here that's been done is so critical, I think there's no way for Keen to recover. He has nothing.
He has lost so much mining time, and one of the supply depots where he dropped the additional supply is now being attacked. If he loses that, he will... That is horrible for him losing this. This is so much worse than losing just a simple supply depot. And just look at the supply difference already. At the mining time lost at the natural, where as Avenge is just teching it up,
Keen is dead, man. I could write like a 4-page essay with more than 5 paragraphs about why Keen has no chance now, because he lost not only all of those SCVs and the depots and a lot of mining time, and he had to lift his command center, but also the Hellbats were shown. And I mean, he's attacking his own units to try to kill the DT here with the Hellbats. Doesn't work, so he loses one of his own units, then has to use a scan.
At 20 supply disadvantage, and the units that we have out on the map, more DTs being warped in. We have also Colossi on the way. Blink is halfway completed. The economy for Avenge, it is great. He defends quite well against his opponents, drops so far. 16 Harvesters killed compared to 4, and Avenge in a massive, massive lead. It looks like we might see a 3-way tie if he continues like this.
Yeah, it's very probable. And looks like he swiped a Marine down, then got away. Right now, remember, Keen has no tech, no stim, no combat shield, so every swipe DT gets on a Marine, no medevacs can heal that. And this drop that was spotted way, way miles ahead of time, like kilometers, miles, whatever you want to call, light years away.
Yeah, that doesn't work, sorry.
He just got to get out of there. And the DT just walks in the front door.
There's no warp prism or anything. He just walks in. He's like, hey there, how you doing?
He's like, oh, no turn on the right side.
Yeah, my friend told me that this is actually a great place to be. He had so much fun earlier, and he told me I should actually stop by at some point. And that's exactly what he does. Kills a few SCVs, takes some more mining time.
Look at the DT dancing, man. Boom! Swipes a Marine. Almost gets 2 there.
That's so much damage done. 21 supply lead. The tech. Stim is just now about to be complete. He finds one of the pylons that has been used.
But the pylon finds the Hellbats.
Yeah, that's also true.
And now he knows he has the timing to move out if he leaves his mothership core at home for defense. And he just walks those Colossi down.
You know, what Keen could do is use all those Vikings that he has to take down the Colossi. Those imaginary ones that will try their best to keep track with the tech of his opponent. But
yeah, that's like what he was dreaming about this morning. But he woke up, and now he's facing the reality that he's about to go into a 3-way tie.
Vikings? What Vikings?
And
he could actually try to just use those medivacs and use the afterburners and crush the medivacs into the Colossi. That might work. That would be a cool new ability for those units.
That certainly would be. I don't think the medevac pilots would like it.
Suicide medivacs.
Oh, wow.
GG! He is like, screw this. That's
oh, no. Oh.
It could. That was kind of funny.
Oh, man. I thought when I watched Zhangbi kill Flash yesterday, I'd seen the biggest smackdown of Protoss versus Terran, but I think this one actually takes the cake. Oh, my God. Avenge. We talked about SC versus Keen earlier, where Keen dominated SC so much that I thought I'd never see anything like it. Now I'm watching Avenge do the same thing to Keen.
Yeah, that was brutal what we just witnessed. So Avenge is now in a situation where he forced the 3-way tiebreaker. We have Keen, Yonghwa, and Avenge all on exactly the same score. Crazy and SC are, of course, already out. So we will have a 5-minute break, and then we are going to head into tiebreaker number 1.
Yeah. And right now they have to decide the maps and everything else for the players to play on. They probably already had that in advance, but might be able to get that information for you guys and post it as well. If not, you'll find out from us as soon as the games start. So what a crazy group. You know, a lot of people were predicting this one was going into tiebreakers because the level of skill between these players is so even.
And now we have, of course, a tiebreaker where we need to find out 2 players that are going to advance. So there's not only one, it's not a tiebreaker for the second spot, but for number 1 and number 2.
Just like last week.
Exactly. So what's going to happen here is we are going to play up to the point where one player loses twice. So after the first set, the loser will play against the third player, and that continues up to the point where one player has lost twice and will drop down to Code A, whereas the other 2 will advance. But before that happens, we are going to head into a 5-minute break, so see you guys in a few at the GSL Up and Down Group F.